Hey guys, it's it's Wednesday, right? And it is also the 5th, 2025, 5:25. My cat is wandering around somewhere under my feet. I don't know exactly where. Hey Chris, how are you, my friend? Stuart's here. Stuart says, "Say Yogi, what's up, Stuart? I was in the background in your live stream for a bit today. Came in, hit the like button. Just enjoyed some time. Didn't want to interrupt or anything. I just wanted to hang out." Um, Michael's here. Michael says, "Hey Yogi, sorry I've been absent today. I was recording the season 1 finale premiere of Mysteries Untold." Well, important work you're doing, Michael. Our friend Duncan is here. Says, "Hey Eric, just catching you to say I will email you tonight." Gotcha. Hey, Duncan, congratulations. Well done. I mean, you've been shooting for this for a long time. I've watched your numbers grow from the 130s to the 140s and then hover in that 144, 145 mark. And then you just went for it. And you nailed it. Excellent job. Stuart says, "So to Chris." And T says, "So everyone, hope you had a good day today." Thank you, T. Nature says, "Good Yogi." And T says, "Hi Duncan, Nature, aka Chris." So it says, "My hometown is all over the news. I heard you talk about something like that, something going on with the church." Chris is saying hi to everyone. Stuart saying hi to everyone. Stuart says, "Michael, great that your channel is progressing. He's going to be a star." Duncan says, "Speaking of stars, thanks, Eric. Hey, Duncan hit 150 Navy SEALs in 20 minutes, Navy SEAL burpees, which is an incredible feat for anyone, let alone someone 58 years old. Someone at the advanced age of Duncan Walsh." Says, "Thanks, Eric. Yes, I saw a video from 6 months ago, going from 126 to 133. It's not an easy progression, you know? I remember fighting for every rep with Navy SEALs." Duncan says, "Hi to Fisherman's." Hey, Danny. Danny's waving at everyone. Says hi to Fisherman's Lodge and to Chris and to T and to Duncan Walsh. So Duncan's on a new project, guys. He's got some of the most unique workouts, and they are tailored. They'll be available to anyone at any level. Reach out. Billion Dollar Syndrome, Duncan Walsh. Used to be Duncan Walsh Fitness Motivation. I've been friends with Duncan. It's been well over a year, since before I was doing live streams, actually. Duncan's always been extremely encouraging for me. He says, "Hey Danny, good to see you." It's always good to see Danny. Hey Danny, how's the weather for you? Hey Amanda. Sucker says, "Squeezes again, Eric in chat. Greetings, Sucker." Sexy, handsome Eric. Yogi. She must be talking to Eric Lapointe. Duncan says, 28-day fast track workout plans. Great discount codes available. So keep that in mind. Anyone who is looking, again, tailored just for you. Just a Yogi, it's just a cat. I beg to differ. It is cat with a capital C, Cat and Jack. I have every intention of seeing Cat and Jack as a professional YouTuber. He says, so Squirrel, did the fog clear to climb the trees? Says, hey, Cat and Jack, great to see you. Everyone I've talked to who has hung out at Cat and Jack just can't stop talking about what a wonderful time they have. Cat says BBT. Sniper says Bumblebee T. Yeah, took the entire daylight though. T says Duncan is a good the levels adopted as I'm in a wheelchair or chair-based exercise. No worry if not. I don't think these are particularly, but I bet you Duncan could do something. For those who don't know, Duncan is a former professional athlete, still in amazing shape. He says I had a amazing time last week. Thanks, Cat and Jack. That's what I hear from everyone. Amanda says I'm going to post this a couple of times, and I got a bet. I need 25 men to post a pic on their channel, their foot with or without socks, and comments on my sock posts. You did it. Thank you, men, for helping. Many did. Duncan says, to be honest, you could have progressed much more with the SEALs. You trained every day, which I feel is not the best way to progress performance-wise. If you had rested, say, 3 days, you have mentioned this before. You mentioned it several times. You mentioned it when I was doing it, that, hey, I had it in me to progress doing it every day. I alternated. I did Navy SEALs. The next day I did 6 counts, and each session was almost always as many as I could get. Then he says, Yogi, it's been rain since 12 noon. Now it's windy, but I can't believe on Tuesday it's going to be in the 70s. Yeah, we're having the same weather as you, Danny. The sun, well, it's still a little cloudy. It's not as windy as it was. It was really windy. Cat says, me too, BBT. I was cracking up. Amanda says, great sleep, B. And T says, man, Jim Rat tagged us both. T says, Cat, you live tonight after Yogi? I have played back some of Cat's live streams. She has a remarkable laugh. Amanda says, B, I got 10 guys so far. So see my post. Amanda says, laughing Pokemon tagged us and he used a roller. Hey, song ahead. Then he says, Yogi, amazing Anna, Cat and Jack waving at everyone. Amanda says, Danny, can you help me win a bet? Hey, Rebecca. Rebecca says she just got back from Army Cadets. How was Cadets today? Rebecca says, how are you, Yogi? I'm good, Rebecca. Thank you so much for asking. Hey, Archie. Archie says, turn up like done. Share the live stream in my community. Thank you, Archie. Our good friend Archie. Everyone reached out and connected with Archie. He has an amazingly loving channel. He just offers everyone good energy. He says, Danny, what country are you in? He is in the U.S. I'm in UK, no wind and great sunshine today. Go out for a few hours, took transport to get to town as needed. Take it easy. Hey, Sweating and Smiling, how are you? How was your workout today? How are the three pumps progressing? Hey, Sweating and Smiling, are you connected up top with our friend Duncan Walsh, $1 Billion Syndrome, Duncan Walsh? Because you both You got amazing fitness channels. I'm gonna brag for Duncan Sweating. Just the other day, Duncan hit 150 Navy SEALs, 20 minutes at the age of 58. They don't have to throw in 58 because 150 Navy SEALs, that's the pinnacle of the Busy Dad Burpee program. It's the top of the line. Anything you get over that is like a bonus, but that's what he has you shoot for. And Duncan has reached the highest level, and that's good for any age. The only reason I keep throwing in 58 is because that makes it all the more amazing that he did it at that age. Wonder Boy says, I will not free the feet. Wonder Boy says, man, I think I'll pass. Thank you, Archie. What's up with watch hours, Runner Boy? Amanda says it's just a foot. You can have your watch on. Amanda says I'm going to post this a couple times. Oops, I already read that. Stuart says, so Danny, my brother. Stuart, have you posted a photo of your foot yet? One of my says I got to keep some mystique about myself, and it's going to be in his feet. That's the mystique, because we've all wondered. We've all sat here on this live stream, and I might be talking, I might be doing breath work, I might be talking about deep yogic philosophy, but in the back of our minds, we're all wondering, what does Runner Boy's feet look like? I wonder if I'll ever get a chance to see Runner Boy's feet. But no, now we know. The mystique will live. We'll never know. What's up, Jim Rat? How are you, my friend? Hey, I like that clean shaven look. It besuits you. That is a word, by the way. Besuit. Look it up. Amanda says, Eric P., you're awesome. He posted the foot pic. I gotta admit, Eric Lapointe is awesome. He will step up for you. Amanda says, Richmond, I need help. Rebecca's laughing, says, Amanda, I got a foot fetish. That's what everyone keeps saying. Amanda says, Silly is awesome. He posted too. T's saying hi to Archie, Runner Boy, and Songo. Cat says hi to Stuart. Jim Rat says, I was the first one, Amanda. Of course, Jim Rat steps up. Amanda says she's got a bet, Rebecca. So, Ed, I wonder why yours seem to move so slow, Runner Boy. I mean, I know the adding up, but it just seems it takes longer. So at 2830. But once the rest get counted, it should be at 2950. Then restream tonight. You'll be there. He says, hello, Silly. Thanks for the tag. Hope this house was clean. Kat says, no, we are not. So you're not doing a live stream tonight? Here's the surprise. Women get their post tomorrow, but don't know if you want me to tell you what it is here. I think I know. Danny's waving at everyone. Jim Rat says, see, they were sweaty and stinky, and they were the ones I used to do 1,000 burpees. Well done on the Holy Grail. For those who might not have had a chance, the opportunity, Jace and Jim Rat did the Holy Grail today. 1,000 reps, 1,000 one pumps. Runner Boy says, Yogi, I gave myself a haircut. I do not think it went well. Can't be any worse than this, Runner Boy. We'll find out. When's the next live stream, Runner Boy? Cat says, oh no, Runner Boy. Stuart says hi to Cat and Jack. Hey, Stuart didn't say if he was going to step up and show off his feet. He says, Runner Boy, if you got hair still on your head, didn't go too bad. What's that say about me? Bennett says, I got a butt fetish, Yogi. B, solely can agree. Not not foot not foot fetish. He says, Runner boy, it will grow back. Yes, it will. Yeah, says Stuart said hi. Stephen says, Eric, have you heard the term olfactophilia? Olfactophilia. I think I have. Have I heard that from you before, Sniper? Sweating and Smiling says, $1 that's subscribed. Awesome. You're really going to like his channel, Sweating and Smiling. And Duncan, if you're still here, you'll love Sweating and Smiling's channel too. He is a fellow hard worker. He's very smart in his training. Kat says, no, she is not running about Runner's Boy feet. So it's just me, huh? That makes it seem even worse that it's just me. Rebecca says, Amanda, when is the next live? Amanda wants a picture of Sniper. Hey, Phoenix. Phoenix and Fire says, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Phoenix and Fireside is a moderator for those who would like to connect. There you go, my friend. It'll make it easier if you want to connect to anyone and they can connect to you. Rebecca says, what's this conversation about feet? We can switch it on over. Bennett says, Yogi gets out of the feet thing today because he paid Mary $2 to get out of it. I did. I bribed Mary. I'm not at all afraid to admit it. I'm not ashamed. I paid good money to keep myself out of it. Runner Boy says, I mean, no one's denying having peanut butter on the feet. I'm denying. I am denying that I have peanut butter on my feet. Village Food Season is here, says Bumblebee, hello. Village, how are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Duncan's here, says, sorry, what was the name of the channel I should look at? Sweating and Smiling. A very, very intelligent trainer. He does a lot of the blood restricted training. You ever do any of that, Duncan? The bands on body parts restricts the blood so you get a better pump. And you get to use lighter weight, which is better for, more effective on the muscle, better for the joints. Runner Boy says, I will say no more. Let's see. Sniper says, nope, it was also new to me, Eric, it seems. So what do we got with that, Sniper? Stuart says, nope, not doing it. Brian says, so Eric, forgot to ask you, have you still been doing burpees? I was seeing kettlebells last. I'm mainly doing kettlebells, but I'm still doing the bare minimum of burpees, about 10 a day, except for when I do them with Jace. I do anywhere between 100 and 200 with Jace once a week. I use them as a warm-up now. But I want to be very specific in my training. I don't want to divert my energy. I have some goals with the kettlebells. He says, Runner Boy, you can put what you want on your feet. This is true. We don't judge, Runner Boy. Yeah, I always want to leave, burpees in somewhat, but after all, I am just a yogi doing burpees in my basement. Sunga says we could talk about hands next. Bennett says I laugh too hard, I cry. Simply says, amazing man at team had posted video on his foot. Yeah, they were talking about that in Mary's chat. Phoenix says, Village Food, hi there. I hope you guys connect. Hey, Carl. Carl says, no problem. Stuart says syrup and chocolate sauce on toes and female feet only. We are crossing the line into things I don't need to know about. Man, it says, oops, thank you, Carl. You're awesome. Jim says we need Yokester to put a pick up. I paid good money to keep myself out of it. I bribed Amanda and Mary's gigs. Matchface says because you're not just a Yui talking about Course of Miracles. I do like that. Just a Yogi talking about A Course of Miracles. Thank you, Matchface. I thought about switching it, but at this point, I think I've gotten a little bit of a, in this circle, a brand name, right? Don't want to confuse people. Stuart says, so Squirrel, my dearest brother, I do want to read some more out of the Course of Miracles. If anyone who is actually looking at A Course of Miracles with me, and they would like to discuss like a lesson or a point or to read something for me to read something specific, just let me know. Mattface says, you're welcome, Yogi. Let's see. So Kaya Village Vlog says, how you are, McCarty brother? I'm good, my friend. I am good. Let me bring your channel up real quick. Let's go ahead and give you a wrench too, my friend. Make sure that I am subscribed, and I am now. Our friend Jokayo, did I say that right? Jokayo is from Pakistan. He has a cooking vlog. So this should be really interesting, guys. I don't know much about Pakistani food. So I'm looking forward to diving in and learning a bit. Amanda says, Carl, I had to be a post or a short video because my deadline is like 6 hours. Mattface says, Danny, look, I smile now. Nice. Everyone should smile for our friend Danny. Danny says, Mattface, I have a question. Are you mad at Yogi? No, Mattface and I are cool. Jokio, oops, I thought I made you a mod, my friend. There we go. Now it's fixed. Jokio says, how are you all, my friends? We're good. How are you? Yep, sorry. I thought I did that earlier, but I was on your channel and I was looking at it and I forgot to hit the add the mod. So there we go. Song ahead says, I miss Puppy Mommy. Hopefully she'll be popping in. Madface says, I'm not mad at Yogi. I'm just naturally mad. And to prove his point, grr. That's all the evidence you need. T says, Amanda, you had 24 hours, so you have another 10 hours. Brian says, what happened tonight, Watcher? He was in a morning live stream maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. He's busy in school, so he's in and out. One person I haven't heard from for a while is Noble Squirrel and Traveler. I don't even see him on Facebook anymore. Jerky says, how are you, Bumblebee? Carl won't be live until tomorrow. Sweat and Smile says, 3 pumps I had to do sets of 10. Now I'm up to set to 25. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you set it up. It's that overall volume that counts, and you're getting that volume in, Sweating. Danny is now Angry Face. Member says it's just no Tundra is going to be here to rub it in. what was the end result of the match, Nightmare? Brian says that's good. He's okay. Yeah, I was going to ask about Noble. I just couldn't think of his name until he said it. I know he's working 2 jobs and he was going to school. I believe he was going to be a dental hygienist. And it says, feet picks, small men. Only way to get out of it is to do what Yogi did and pay to get out of it. So you got to pay Yogi on this live to get out of it, men. Well, thank you for including me in that. I bribed Mary's gigs, $2 on a super chat. Carl says, not good. What's going on, Carl? Wasn't Noble's name Bear? Yep. Austin Bear. I know you're avoiding other social media, but when you go back on, you can look him up on my friends list if you want to reach out to him, Brian. And it says, Carl, just snap a pic of foot and post it. T says, Joker, I've had a better day today, which I'm glad to hear. Danny says, Buddha's healing journey, training life support, Nightmare. Did I miss Buddha? There she is. We got hashtag Buddha Love. Thank you so much. And did I miss trending? I apologize, trending. Let me scroll up. I don't want to miss anyone. So we got some new and new-ish people popping in. I hope everyone takes an opportunity to reach out and connect. Nightmare says, hey, Danny. Madface says, guys, I must go. Be back. Thanks, Madface. Brian says, yeah, I may be on there tomorrow. Have friend's birthday. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll send it to you. Carl says, I'm deciding about YouTube. So what's the decision, Carl? I know you've talked about leaving before. Nightmare says, who's new? Jokio up above. And Village Food, it's not so much new, but he might be new to many of you. Nightmare is always very considerate in connecting with new people when they come in. Nightmare says, Sub Village. Brian says, thanks, you're welcome. So I was talking to a friend about Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi is that snoring sound, slight constriction of the throat. I think it might be, you guys hear me say this all the time. I think it might be the most valuable breath you can do because it is one of the most immediate available breaths that you can do to change your energy system. 10 to 12 breaths. You can do it anywhere. You can repeat it. You can do it in any situation. Instantly soothing. Fuller says, Brian Lane on your channel. Let's see. Carl says, I'll consult people tomorrow. But what's the decision, Carl? Village Street says, Joko. Brian says, drinking that blueberry sage tea, the Yogi brand. I had some Yogi tea tonight. And the message says, your inner self is your inner guide. And it is. We could call the inner self Holy Spirit, or as Miss Flipper said this morning, our ultimate inspiration. That's what she said, right? I used to steer clear of terms. I didn't want to talk about Jesus. I didn't want to use terms like the Holy Spirit, because I stepped away. I went to Catholic school. I stepped away from it I did not want to look back. I thought that it was not something that I would even consider going back to. And I haven't. Although I do deeply appreciate Christian mystics, I do appreciate Catholic Mass. Um, Oddly enough, stepping away from Christianity was the best thing to happen with my relationship with Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And it also frees me to use other terms that I like as well. I'm just as free saying, the Tao as I am the Holy Spirit. I'm just at ease saying Krishna consciousness as I am Christ consciousness. But, in Course of Miracles language, it would be Asalama Akliyam. I know I said the last part's wrong. Alakiam. Always get that wrong. Thank you, Nightmare. Let's see. He says, Brian, what's the benefits of blueberry sage tea? Brian says, a sub to village food season now. Awesome. Hey, Brian, do you know the benefits of the blueberry sage tea? Or Amanda says, B, the monk says he does. Does he count if he wears pantyhose net? T says, yep. Thank you, sucker. So yeah. And of course, in language of the Course, Jesus would be the symbol that we need for communication. The Holy Spirit would be the symbol of what we need to the communication. Let's call it rungs on the ladder, that we are not and cannot be separate ever from God. An impossibility. But we think that we are, which produces all the guilt that we have. We project that guilt out, and it takes the form of fear. It takes the form of resentment, of grievances, of judgment. Two emotions, according to the psychology of A Course in Miracles, and only one of them are real. You have fear, and no matter the form it takes, it's the same. This is why Course in Miracles says there's no hierarchy of illusions, that fear, resentment, mild annoyance, it's all the same because it equally disturbs your peace of mind. All of it. Carl says goodbye. Goodbye, Carl, my friend. Let us know what you're going to decide. Everyone is subbing, and the great fitness master of Gravity Core Fitness is here. Mark, how are you, my friend? Mark and Joe have been putting out some great content, some great shorts, very informative. They can show so much in a 30-second or a 60-second clip. Amazing. I was watching you do the ab roller today. Bennett says, "Oh, Yegi, did you hear about the blueberry joke in my live last night?" I did not hear about it. He says, "Yogi blueberries are antioxidants, I think, but drunk wet sage." Bennett says, "And yes, everyone, he is the monk. I met him as a monk and changed his life forever with the banana story." So who's the monk? Have you corrupted someone else with a banana story? Bennett says it's kind of like the banana, but funny. Village Food Season says, Danny, love you. Danny is easy to love. Wonderful friend. Let's see. Brian says, rich in antioxidants, blueberry sage tea gets blood going too, and it also has always put in the words that I can't pronounce, even though tea coaches me through it. Ashwagandha in it as well to help relax and get rid of anxiety. And it's been a while since I've taken that. Sniper says, greeting gravity again. Nightmare's waving at Mark. I didn't see you go live today, Gravity, did you? Gravity says, hey, Nightmare brother. Make sure you read the announcement from Amanda. Hey, Sherebear. Sherebear says, you all have a blessed night. You too, my friend. Thank you so much. Sherebear, as mentioned before, is a wonderful supporter. If we can ever do anything to help you, Sherebear, in any way, your channel or otherwise, just let us know. Oops. Hey, T. Did you take your supplements? Oh, there she is. She says the same thing. Yogi supplement time? Yes, it is. Joker says, Bumblebee T, you're coming to my video to watch. Oh, wow. Great pronunciation. I'm not going to say it again because I said it right the first time. And I know if I try to say it again, I'm going to mess it up. So we're just going to nod my head and say thank you. Danny's waving at Sherebear. Brian says, I did my workout live for about 25 minutes today. Guys, Brian Lane is going to be doing the 1K, the Holy Grail, with everyone else. My cat's saying hi. So yeah, I was saying about getting comfortable with language again. Becoming unafraid. Sometimes, in certain yogic circles, when you're talking meditation and you're talking pranayama, yoga asanas, when you're talking chakras, when you are talking about the 5 afflictions, kleshas, and the koshas, and all the yogic philosophy and psychology, mentioning having a relationship with Jesus and the Holy Spirit can put people off a little bit. Same sometimes in certain Buddhists, not across the board, in certain Buddhist circles. As well, if you use those terms, if you say you have a relationship with Jesus, people immediately assume that you are a Christian in terms of going to church, which I'm not. That what felt to me, my relationship with Jesus became very organic, surprising me. And it was through my study of A Course in Miracles. And it deepened with my practice of yoga. And it deepened with my studying of Buddhism. I am a yogi. I practice yoga. Anyone who practices yoga is a yogi. Anyone who practices something, even if it's not traditional yoga, is a yogi. If you are practicing it with heart, with love, and with the intent of seeing through the ego to the essence of the action itself, if you are doing burpees and you are surrendering each burpee to whatever higher power of your belief, you are a yogi. Brian says, we're working on firing up root chakra. Also did breath of fire and imagine a candle burning from root chakra up. Nice, Brian. Yeah, I do breath of fire every morning. Occasionally bellows breath, which is a more slightly more strenuous breath than breath of fire. I have promised Cat and Jack that sometime we will all do lion's breath, which is another vigorous breath, and it's meant to wake us up. There's a breath for every situation. Brian says it is some stretches I learned from Shaolin Monk. Nice. I recommend the Yoga Sun Salutation. Gravity says, Yogi Sir, you're great. Sadoshi Mike Tyson. Um, Mark, that is catching on. A couple people came in and have said, and Night Watcher has brought it, or Nightmare. I caught myself Nightmare. Nightmare has brought it up, saying, Mark calls you the Mike Tyson of breath work. That's catching on. Brian says, I've heard of Lion's Breath. Let's see. Jokio says, Brian Lane, watch short video. You watched it? Philip Three Seasons says, Bumble PT. Nice video. Love it. You got to give me credit. That's the second time I've caught it, Nightmare. I don't do a lot of specific chakra work. I have specifically in two of the yoga certification classes I did, and in my meditation class, chakras were discussed. We did chakra meditations, but unless you are trained, highly trained in the physiology of chakras, it is better to do. It's better not to concentrate on a single chakra, unless maybe you've talked to an Ayurvedic doctor or an Ayurvedic consultant, because you might think something is misaligned, but it might not be. And too much emphasis on one might throw everything out of whack. So I like doing a generalized chakra meditation. And of course, my yoga practice is set up asana, my yoga asana is set up in alignment with the chakras. There is a asana for every chakra. Gravity says, it's true, you're amazing, a true legend. We salute you, Yogi. I can only say that, well, let me just say thank you. Let me say thank you. But I also want to say, hey, we are reflections for each other, for sure. I appreciate that, Mark. He says, Village, my channel is about my store drum. Thank you. Nightmare says I should change my name to not Night Watcher. That would be funny. Jerky says Gravity Core. Short video. Hey, Asia. Asia, how are you? And it says, hey, Nightmare, Night Watcher is hotter. Name-wise, right? Asia says, hey, Amanda, a Nightmare. Nightmare says, Joki, please stop. Billy Bago says, good evening. Good evening, my friend. How are you? Kat says to BBT, I didn't know what a tongue drum was. What a weird name for a beautiful instrument. As well as beautifully played. It was T who inspired me to get Mocha a drum for Christmas, because I knew she was having a hard semester coming up, 6 classes. So it's beyond a full load. And I thought it would be a good way. She loves music. Danny's waving at Asia. Hey, Asia, have you thought of sharing? You and I have talked about this before. Have you thought about sharing your writing on? I know you have your Medium account. So I will talk more about the Ujjayi breath. If you guys remember, it's making that ha sound. He's just waving at Danny. T says, Cat and Jack, thanks. I found it 6 months before I bought it. Kept coming in my adverts. I needed to play more often, but hard on this shared public accommodation. Brian says, thanks to Jokayo. He says, Cat, there's an intro video. So, use your breath. Give me a second. And again, it's making that ha sound. It's not concerned with how long you breathe in. It's not concerned how long you breathe out. However, you can incorporate in your breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. You can incorporate it in your 4 and 8. You can incorporate it with any breath, with the exception of things where you breathe in through the mouth, like the 4, 7, 8. I want to read you the complete list. Ujjayi, by the way, is translated to victorious breath. Benefits: reducing stress and anxiety, improving focus and concentration, calming the nervous system, enhancing lung capacity, regulating body temperature, promoting relaxation, improving physical performance by increasing oxygen intake through deep, controlled breathing. It can also help with sleep quality and may aid in managing certain respiratory issues by clearing phlegm from the throat. It has helped me navigate through my own issues with anxiety and panic attacks. It has helped me fall asleep at times when I did not feel that my regular breathwork practice was, for whatever reason, stress, anxiety, that it wasn't available. I could just enter the slight restriction of the throat, and I'm not even the one restricting it. I'm just making that sound, and the throat restricts by itself. If anyone would like to do, let's say a minute and a half, let's say 2 minutes of Ujjayi breathing, let me know. I'll set up a timer. We'll discuss the breath and how to do it again. What makes it so valuable, like I said, you might not be able to reach for the 4 and 8 breath if you're anxious. You might not be able to reach for the 4, 7, 8 breath if you're in a panic attack. But you can always put in that sound, just the sound. He says, Cat, there's an intro video. I'm going to dive back in. Brian says, hey, Yogi, it's Cardinal spring training now, baseball. Nice. I mentioned before how much I love baseball. Not going to games, not even watching them on TV. But baseball is the soundtrack of America. It's the soundtrack of spring through fall. Wherever you go, from April to October, there's a game on. You hear it in the background. You hear it in the background. You hear people talking about it. It's everywhere. And I love the fact that it is. Nightmare says it's amazing how powerful breathwork is. It is. It is. And the great thing is that it's available at any given time. And no one knows about it. Kat says, let's do it. All right, let's do it. I'm going to give a quick demonstration. Let me read Danny. Danny says, Yogi decided, example, if I have a problem with someone on YouTube, talk it over with them because sometimes there is misunderstanding. Absolutely, Danny. Absolutely. I was talking about that this afternoon. We can only see things from our own perspective. They can only see things from their own perspective. And yet we make the assumption that everyone sees things the way we do. And if they don't, well, then why not? You should. Hey, poor man. Poor man says, "Sup, Yogi? How are you?" Danny waves at poor man. Breath is life. It is. Brian knows. Brian's been doing breath work for some time now. Yogi says, "Nightmare, come watch my video, please." Hey, Big Al. Big Al says, "Guten Tag." Is anyone here not subscribed to Big Al? Big Al's Little Kingdom. He is at 90 subscribers, and the goal is 100. We should get that done tonight, guys. All right. Mark says, "Great stream, Yogi. Have to walk the dog. Good night, everyone. Have a blessed night." You too, Mark. Thank you so much for coming in. Much appreciated. Guys, hang out with Gravity Core Fitness. Either hang out with them in the gym or hang out with them in the pub. Both are a lot of fun. Our friend Crafting Veggie Mama is back, and she says, "I'm home now. Was home yesterday evening. I'm glad you made it home. There is nothing like getting back in your own bed." Good news, my friend. He says, "Gravity not too cold for a dog walk. Enjoy." He says, "Slow to CBM." He says, "Slow to Bumble." So, Ujjayi breath. I'm going to breathe in through my nose. Nothing special. I'm just going to breathe in through my nose. So I know you can hear that. That's the sound. It doesn't have to be that loud. Only you need to hear it. Big Al says, "How you doing, Yogi?" I'm doing good, Big Al. Now, I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to make the same sound, but with my mouth closed. All right. Again, it doesn't have to be that loud. This is just for demonstration purposes. You just want to hear that snoring sound. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the inhalation. It seems a little more difficult, but it only is until you get the hang of it, and you'll get the hang of it in 2 or 3 breaths if you practice. So it's going to sound like this, the full breath. No strain. You want it to be soothing. You want it to be nice and soothing. So practice that 1, 2, 3 times, and then just leave a comment if you feel that you have it. Remember, doesn't have to be loud. No one in the next room needs to hear you. No one even sitting next to you. You just want that slight, easy. He says, "Yogi, we hear nothing." Big Al says, "I'm good, thanks, Yogi." Cat has it. All right, I know T has it because I've heard T has it, or I've heard T do it before. So, as long as you guys hear yourselves do it, that's what counts. Now, I'm going to put up a timer. And I'm going to set it for 2 minutes. This is what I want you guys to do. If anyone would like to join in. So I'm going to be absent from the chat for just a minute. If you guys, hi Sue. Sue says, "Yogi," gives us a smile. For those who will participate, if you could close your eyes and relax. We're going to do this breath work as a guided meditation. So you're sitting in a chair straight. You could be lying down if you want. Notice your breath. Don't do anything special with the breath. Just notice it. Just notice it. Notice where it's arriving. Notice where it's departing. You feel it on the tip of your nose, where you might feel your belly rising and your belly falling. Doesn't matter where. Make sure that your nasal breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. We're going to do a quick scan of the body. Starting at the top of the head, just notice any tension. Breathe, release, relax. Move down to the temples, the jaw. And we're just noticing briefly, and we're relaxing. Relax the shoulders all the way down to the tip of your fingers. Let your belly relax, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your toes. Everything's relaxed. Everything is nice and easy. Now go to your heart center of your chest. If you wish, you could put your hand right on your chest. And use your breath. As you breathe in, fill it with light. As you breathe out, extend that light. Extend it through your whole body. Light is synonymous with love. Love is synonymous with God. You are filling yourself with love. You are renewing your connection with God. Breathing in, filling with light, breathing out, extending that light. Now extend that light to someone else. Extend that light to a loved one. Breathing in and refilling that heart center with light. Breathe out and extend it to someone that you know needs it. To anyone. Extend it to your neighbor. Extend it to someone who is no longer with us. Just give them that light, give them that love. And now relax. We're going to get ready to do 2 minutes of Ujjayi breathing. Making that ha sound on the in-breath and the ha sound on the out-breath. No special ratio, but extend the out-breath a little bit longer than the in-breath. Don't worry about counting. Just breathe in, natural and easy. Exhale and extend it just a little bit. We're going to begin now. And as you breathe, as you do that Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, the sound of the ocean, keep that spark of light in your heart center. Whenever you want, bring your awareness to that heart center, bring your awareness to that light. Fill yourself up again. Infinite light. Infinite love. Always available. You are naturally and easily breathing in, and you're naturally and easily breathing out. No strain. Relaxed. Filled with light. Healing yourself. Easy breaths in. Extending the exhalation. End the breath. Keep your eyes closed for just a moment longer. Rest in that space and the energy that you created, knowing that it's always available, any single moment. You just cultivated that which was already and always present. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So, whoever did that along, let me know if you have any questions. Also, remember that you can use that breath at any time. It's the most available breath, and it's one of the most powerful breaths that you can do. Crafting says, it's anything on Friday, message and chat, and I'll get you in. All right, so I'm back in the chat, guys. I apologize. Hey, Jamie. Namer says, thanks, Yogi, and good job explaining it to us. Kat says, that was really nice. I'm yawning now. Good. I'm glad. Amanda says, love you all. Love you too, Amanda. Amanda says, love you, Yogi. I love you too. Let me bring up Big Al real quick. I hope you guys use that. I hope you guys use it at night when you're lying in bed. If you want, you can incorporate with your breathing in for 4, exhaling with 8. You can incorporate it with your box breathing, with your triangle breathing, with your 4 in, 4 out breathing. Or you could just lay on your back and listen to your own ocean's breath, that primordial sound. T says, Gravity, I love the fact that you help out some young adults with disabilities. Yeah, they're amazing. They are absolutely amazing. Hey, Dale. King Dale Clark is here. Says, hi, brother. Dale, how are you, my friend? He says, love and light to all. I'm glad you enjoyed that breath, Kat. Like I said, I used it almost exclusively when it seemed like having an anxiety attack and my breath was going haywire. I could not take a deep breath. I couldn't catch my breath. It was all over the place. The only thing I can remember to do is that Ujjayi breath, and it would navigate me out of those dark and deep waters of anxiety. Name says it's the rescuing cats for me. Great people. It's the total package, guys. It is the total package of Gravity Core Fitness. Everything they do, what they offer. But I told you, I talked about this in the afternoon. Here's my favorite thing. Obviously, as a cat rescuer myself, as a vegan, ethical animal lover, I love that, what they do for animals. As a fitness enthusiast, as a lifetime, someone who's worked out for a lifetime, someone who trained but didn't compete in bodybuilding way back in the day. I appreciate what they do fitness wise, the message they put out, the fact that they work with kids with disabilities. But it's the happiness they have on their channel, on their live streams, totally unaffected by what anyone ever offers them, always with a smile on their face. And it's not a smile of malice, you know? It's not like they're trying to, it's not like they're like shrugging things off with a smile on their face. It's a truly genuine, happy smile. They're having fun with what they do. Gravity says, Mark says, thank you, Nightmare. Clark says, oh, sorry, I mentioned it's unfortunate. Oh. We'll be doing it again. Bill says, what do you think is better for building muscle? Strict bodyweight exercise with good form and high volume, or resistance band workouts with bad form? I don't go anything with bad form. So for building muscle, the strict body weight exercise with good form. However, resistant band workouts with good form are really good as well. To be honest with you, though, strictly for building muscle, not that you can't get a good physique from bands, not that you can't get a good physique. Obviously, look at Jace, look at Reaper, look at Leo, look at Dan. All amazing. Gym rat. But obviously, if you want to put on maximum muscle, weights, barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, that's the way to go. T says Gravity, I worked with young adults with learning and challenging behaviors years ago. And with disabled, they gave off a certain energy. I'm now in a wheelchair 4 years. I try to keep mobile and independent as possible, but it can be a challenge. Jim Rat says, I love myself. I'm glad to hear that. You know why? Because we love you too. Jim Rat, my friend, you are an easy person to love. Mark says, I'm sorry to hear that you are now in a wheelchair. This saddens our heart. Bennett says, I love you. I love yourself too, silly. Jim Rat says, thanks, Amanda. Phil says, Eric, if a man age, say 29, new to training, and he's using really poor form and does random band exercises, but thinks he's doing it right, would you help him or just let him continue? It's a good question. I don't know. I guess I'd judge the situation. Not everyone is open and receptive to help. So I would, yeah, I'd probably wait and judge the situation. Amanda says, you're a hottie with the body, silly. Brian says, some burpee legends. Yep, absolutely. Brian has done a whole lot for the burpee community, guys. He says, gravity and long-term stick. I was on double crutches for some years, but it's so exhausting, and the wheels allow me to more freedom of movement. I have rehabilitated myself physically as no physio on discharge. Dill says, for me, I would ignore. I wouldn't want to upset such a person and hope people will learn in time. That's probably the best way. It depends, though. If they seem open to help, open to suggestions. Let's see. Big Al says, Yogi, I'm learning BSL and just passed my first exam. Nice. Today, did you guys hear me mention that Mocha, she's finishing up her associate's degree in American Sign Language, ASL? Hey, T. T knows BSL as well. We've talked about that, her and I and Mocha, about the difference between American Sign Language and British. T says, Big Al, what did you have to do in the first exam for BSL? Dill says, thanks for asking, brother. Absolutely. So, Dill, what's been going on with you last few weeks? Let's see. Well, we made it past an hour, guys. He says, King Dill, can person take constructive criticism? Dill says, a bit different question, but everyone has an opinion. Mike Tyson versus Ali, who would have won? I always have to go with Ali. If we're talking Ali in his prime, of course, he was such a smart fighter. But it doesn't have to be Ali in his prime. Look at what he did with Foreman, well past his prime. Look what he did with Ken Norton, well past his prime. Ernie Shavers, he won the fight against Ken Norton with a broken jaw. I love Tyson. Tyson was the heavyweight champ of my late teenage years. We'd never seen anything like him before. He was absolutely ferocious. And without going into detail, because I can't talk about it on YouTube, there was a brief period of time when he licked the toad and lost his ego and became such a humble, loving person. And I think a lot of that has his ego's come back, obviously, but I think he has retained a lot of that essence, which doesn't make for a good fighter any longer, professionally, I guess. But it makes you a wonderful human being. But I think, man, again, he was so quick. I loved watching him fight. He'd get so low to the ground and devastating. But Ali was just smart. Physically, in his prime, he was so fast. I don't know if there was any heavyweight faster. Let's see. Big Al says, Bumblebee, it was things like, what is this word? And then it was numbers, just basic things that passed with 85. Congratulations, Big Al. Are you going to continue? Nightmare says it's pushing that time again, sir. I'm out. Good night, and thanks for the stream. Thank you, Nightmare. Very much appreciated. We're going to wind things down, too. He says, Nightmare, good night, and try not to have bad nightmares. Dill says I took a few weeks off. I didn't want to be too overbearing. Sounds silly, brother, but that's why. As far as I'm concerned, you've never been overbearing, and you can't be. Just be yourself. Jim Rat says, I'm a force to be reckoned with. You absolutely are. You don't get a holy grail and not be a force to be reckoned with. Not to mention, you're training for speed. You want to get that holy grail in a time frame. That's impressive. Nightmare says, good night, T. I'm fine with nightmares. I live in the UK, remember? I'm sorry to hear that, guys. He says, Big Al, did you finger spell or your name and your family members? Let's see, it's 20 minutes a minute. I'm going to chill. See you all tomorrow. Much love. Good night. Thanks for hanging out, Big Al. Phil says, for me, I like Tyson. Very explosive, fast, and powerful. He is. But do you think he was any more fast and powerful than Frazier? And Ali found a way. It would have been an epic fight for sure. Probably 15 rounds. I think it would have been a decision, and I think the decision would go to Ali. Cat says, no Silva tonight? No. Yeah, that's surprising. I was looking at the time, and yeah, I guess it's too late for her now. She says, Big Al level 1 is well worth doing. I'm level 2, but no, I don't use it everyday life. Dill says, I also believe Tyson has some wisdom. Deep person with a heart. Yeah, I agree. It took a while for him to find it. I think he buried it. And I think licking the toad helped him out. He says, Cat, no, you want to go up and sing? You got an amazing voice, and Yogi would love it. Said, invitation. The floor is yours. Brandon says, Yogi, I'm going to go to Runner Boys Live. After this, he needs his watch hours, hun. I've been trying hard for him. Awesome. I'm glad you've been trying hard for him. I've been working on Runner Boys playlist for a year. And he's almost there. So thank you, Amanda. He says, Kat, you don't have to be on camera. This is true. Let's see. Big Al says, Bumblebee, yes. Fingers fell in name, yes. And I think I did the family thing. It was a few days ago. Partially deaf from serving Bumblebee, so I am learning it because I will be full deaf in a few years. I'm sorry to hear that, Big Al. Especially considering it was in service to your country. Yeah. Dale says Fraser was probably tougher than Tyson, had a chin. Yeah, what a chin he had. Yeah, he was no match for George Foreman, though. It's amazing how. What did he knock Foreman down 3 times in 6 rounds? I think it was. Might have been less than 6 rounds. And Frazier just didn't stand a chance against him. And yet, he had monster battles with Ali. And yet, Ali beat Tyson, or Ali beat Foreman. Amanda says, "You're amazing, Yogi." It takes one to know one, Amanda. It takes an amazing Amanda to know an amazing Amanda. I know that made no sense. Let's see. Mark says, "Thank you, everybody. Yogi, keep doing God's work. You're an inspiration." Thank you, my friend. As are you. I'm happy to be part of a community with you, my friend. With you and Joe. Kat says, "No thanks." So, hey, Kat, know that you always have a standing invitation. No pressure, but whenever you want, or if whenever you want. T says, Big Al, it was a while ago. I did it. I accidentally am taken. I'm talking and my hands come alive and sign. T says, Kat was just encouraging. No worries. You live tomorrow. Big Al says, fair enough, Bumblebee. Though I'm not in education, I've served our country and I'm going deaf, already deaf in 1 year. So we'll do level 1, then level 2. I admire the fact that you are taking this head on, being proactive. Bill says, what do you think of the hate some fitness YouTubers get? I mean, obviously, I don't want to say any names, but let's say people that can't seem to put on muscle mass despite regular training. That's the way it goes. People are always going to find a object and a subject for them to place their own projections upon without ever realizing they're projecting. I think it's a shame because, again, it's harming themselves and it doesn't help that person. If you ever come across something like that, I hope you step up and just extend some love all around to the situation, even if it's silent, even if you don't say it. Big Al says, well, I'll talk more tomorrow. I'm going to bed soon. Phil says that they get people hating on them. Yeah, it's just a shame. Phil says, for me, block is the best option. Yeah, probably for many, it might be. The problem is you can never, I've mentioned this to people before, you can't block your way out of a bad community or bad situation. Cat says, but I like to leave with this sweet verse from Course in Miracles. Whenever you question your value, say, God himself is incomplete without me. And it is sweet. It's beautiful. Can you imagine that? Hey, Jamie Jones. Cat says, I'm a weird. I'm going to end too. But I do want to mention, can you imagine for a second that God is incomplete without you? Meaning you are an actual part of God. You're God's stuff. As Kat wonderfully said, and I keep bringing it up, a God spark. God is the fire and you are a God spark. Just beautiful to consider. Jamie says, could I have a moderator because I am the actual Jamie Jones, but my phone got bitten by a dog. Bitten by a dog. Now it won't work. I cannot even touch it if I have Snapchat. Well, Jamie, you know the reason why you don't have the mod. Brian says I was on Reaper's Live. Is he still live? The reason why, you don't have the mod is because of the... Did we give you your mod back? I don't remember. I can check. Let me check before I give it back. Because like everyone in the chat asked you to stop spamming and you said no, because that's what you do. You spam. So next time you come in, Jamie, we'll talk. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up too. And Kat says, "Now I'm a weird to you, my friend." King says, "Eric, you spoke before about Ho'oponopono. May I ask, did you ever practice it?" Every day of my life since 2008, I believe, ish, maybe 2007. Yep, I use the 4 phrases of Ho'opono every day in all kinds of situations. It's a wonderful practice of forgiveness. It corresponds so well, so lovingly with A Course in Miracles. It's a way of maintaining and increasing our connection with ourselves, with others, with inspiration. Ho'oponopono circles, they always call it the divine, God, the Holy Spirit. Clark says that's a long time. Nice one. Dill says, with Ho'oponopono, I did wonder if it was meant to be verbally or just mentally. Either or, both, whichever you prefer. I almost exclusively do it mentally. I just create a little heart space. Big Al says I have very bad anxiety and depression, and other stuff. Hey, Big Al, I hope you join in some of the breath work that we do here. It will definitely help. And whenever you come in, feel free to request some breath work for whatever you're feeling, and we will do something with you in any lives. And don't worry about like what we're doing. Just say breath work, and you're in. We'll drop everything and we'll do it. Hey, Kai. K Art Gallery says hi. 34 like done. I appreciate that, my friend. Kai says, how are you? I'm doing good, my friend. Thank you. We're wrapping things up. We're going to call it a night. T says, Big Al, hope to see you again in here. Yep. Make sure you connect to Big Al. We want to get him to 100. And he is at. One quick check before we call it a night. 90 subscribers. All right. With that, guys, wrapping things up. I will see everyone tomorrow morning if you're around. Big Al says, yeah, Bumblebee, see a psychiatrist and 3 other specialists for help. Kai, I hope you're having a good night. Big Al says, I'll be here every time I can, Bumblebee. I may struggle in the day, but be here in the night streams. I do my own too. I'll be on the lookout for you, Big Al. All right, I'm going to bed. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see everyone tomorrow or the afternoon or the evening, whatever is convenient for you. Take care, my friends.